What's up, Buttercups? It's your girl, Coach Misty, and we back. Hey, and we back. Welcome back to Mindset 365. This is month 8. Today, we are talking about how to turn fear into opportunities. If you are not familiar with Mindset 365, this is a 12-month program that God told me to create, that God gave me. I literally created this program on my little iPhone, Lord, my little iPhone 15 Pro. God bless his heart. I created this on my iPhone 15, and listen, we've been rocking ever since. So shout out to the iPhone 15. And I created this program, and it's all about it's 365 days of mindset training, right? Because here's the deal: if you change your mind, you change your life. I'm a firm believer in that. So what I'm going to do, nope, not right now, because I'm not going live with that yet. You need Gamma Glam. Not right now, Stink. This is not. So here's the deal. I am not right now. So let me say that if I'm not finding somebody to love right now, this is Mindset 365. I will go live probably at midnight. We'll do readings at midnight. We're gonna do readings from midnight until 3 or 3:30. We're gonna have a good time. I'm gonna make me some coffee and we're gonna have a good time. And I'm gonna take my butt to that airport and I'm gonna go on about my business. I'm gonna get my butt on that air to that airport and I'm gonna get on my 6 a.m. flight and I'm gonna be nobody but Jesus look and tell. Okay? All right, y'all. So I asked you to put in the comments. Go ahead and put in the comments something that you're afraid of. You're welcome, friends. So rock with me for about another hour and then we're gonna have a good time. What are you afraid of? All right, starting over, not finding someone to love, not being able to provide for my family, not knowing how to structure these businesses so I can flourish. 19, you should be in, I'm not gonna talk about it. You know you need to be in business, babe. Okay, y'all. So here's the deal. That's cool. I got you. This is what we're going to do. We are going abandonment. We are going to use fear as a tool. We're going to turn fear into fuel. Somebody put that in the comments. Fear into fuel. You said my spouse passed away, had to start over, worried about having trouble providing for my boys. All right. We're turning fear into fuel. All right, y'all. Thank you. Listen, let's tap in. Let's get to 5,000 likes right now. Let's get to 5,000 likes. Bop, bop, bop. Tapping is clapping. All you gotta do is tap the screen, tap in, like the live, tapping is clapping. We're turning fear into fuel. You said not knowing how to keep going, being in so much pain every day. All right, friend. Well, we gonna combat all of that. No worries. Welcome to Mindset 365. Change your mind, change your life. I want to say this to say that I'm not gonna give my full testimony, but I want you to know in 2019 I came back to Texas homeless. In 2019, I had nothing to my name. In 2019, if it wasn't for if it wasn't for the grace of God and the kindness of people who I had just met. I'm gonna say, even though she wasn't a stranger, she wasn't my best friend, she wasn't a family member. The kindness of strangers, God, oh my God, where would I be? You understand me? But I stepped out on faith and I stepped out on that fear. I knew. See, here's people say, well, why would you leave Cleveland to go to Texas when you had nothing? I said I had nothing in Cleveland, so what was I doing staying there? Listen, if I'm gonna have nothing, if I'm gonna be in a place where I have nothing, I want to have nothing where the sun shine all the time. If I'm gonna be in a place where I have nothing, I want to have nothing. I want to have a starting ground to where somewhere where there's opportunities. You understand me? If I'm gonna have nothing, listen. At this point, I have nowhere to go but up. Is turning fear into opportunities. And so that's how I landed back in Texas. God told me this was where I was supposed to be. I said I ain't got nothing to lose because I done lost everything. You understand me? And when I came back, listen, when I came back, here we are. Now you're looking at somebody that's a self-made millionaire. You're looking at somebody who this, and it didn't happen overnight. I'm not gonna be one of those creators that be like, yeah, and I made this and blah blah blah. No, this is 5 years. I moved back in 2019, June of 2019. June of 2019, I moved back. You understand me? It took me it's from June 2019 to March 2020 for me to get some decent money. Okay. I moved back in 2019. I didn't hit over $1,000, over $100,000. I didn't hit my first six figures until the end of 2020. So I ain't gonna sit here and listen. What I'm not gonna do is sit up here and tell you no. I ain't gonna tell you no story. I ain't gonna feed you no bullshit. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, yes, and with this plan, I can show you how to become a blah blah blah. No, guess what? I'm still working on me. I'm still working on me. You understand me? I am still every day to keep my mindset going in a positive direction. This takes work every day. The information that I compiled in this 12-month program is a combination of the things it took me about 3 years to do. The things that I did in this 12-month program is a culmination of what it took me about 3 years to do. Because when I moved back, I was suicidal. Huh? When I moved back, I was depressed. When I moved back, I didn't love myself. I couldn't look at myself. When I moved back, let me go ahead and be honest with y'all. When I moved back, I was giving myself to others. Listen, when I moved back, I was giving myself to others. You know what I'm talking about, freely, and not expecting nothing in return. I didn't love me, so I thought I could get love from other people. I was laying down with people I had no business laying down with, and I wasn't at it. And I'm wrong with me. I'm highly educated, very self-aware, very smart, but I wasn't who I am today. You see what I'm saying? I had to get to a point to where I couldn't take no more. I had to get to a point to where it didn't matter how much money I was making. See, I know how to get out there and get it. I know how to hustle. I know how to go for what I want. You know what I'm saying? I'm got master's degrees and all kind of foolishness, but I wasn't feeling who I am inside. I didn't like who I was looking at. So I was making foolish decisions. You understand me? I got to the point where I was making the money, I was making the money, but I was spending the money trying to make me feel good about myself. And I would buy things and still feel the same way. I got to the point in May of 2020 when I decided, let me see, I moved back in June of 2019. In May of 2020. Now, mind you, by May of 2020, I went from being homeless to making $9,000 a month. You hear what I'm saying? Hold on one second. Uh, okay, whatever. That's fine. So I went from doing that. Listen, I went from doing that to being to where I was. I should have said unalive. Anyway, I'm gonna tell my testimony. Now, if they restrict the lie, they just restrict the lie, and I ain't gonna worry about it because who's supposed to hear it is going to hear it. But I went from being in a place to where I was sitting up and I was just like, you know what, Lord, like I don't care what I buy. I still don't like who I'm looking at in the mirror. And it came to a point where I was ready to go ahead and end it all. I had written out my letters to my children. I was going to the mailbox to write them. I was at peace with it. That's why I tell people, you might feel like, oh, I can't take another day. Yes, you can. Because listen, if you still have emotions behind what you're going through, listen, if you still have emotions behind what you're going through, you can still make it another day. It might be hard, but you can still make it. See, for me, I had given up. I was calm about it. And that's when I knew, hey, this ain't just a regular, oh Lord, why me? Woe is me. I was good with it. I was calm with it. I had made peace with it. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with it. And it was on my way to the mailbox. It was on my way to that mailbox when God struck me down. It was on my way to that mailbox where God said, not today and not tomorrow. And he stopped me dead in my tracks and I fell on the ground and I let out a sound that I had never heard before. I tell people I let out a sound of hurt. I sounded like a wounded animal. It wasn't just a regular cry. It was like a howling that came out my body. It was something that didn't come from my lungs. It came from my loins. I'm gonna say that again. It didn't come from my lungs. It came from my loins, and I let that thing out. And the same notebook that I had written those letters to my family to let them know of my untimely demise. That's that same notebook. That's why I always tell people, go get you a dollar store notebook. You understand me? That dollar store notebook could be to be your way to becoming a millionaire. That dollar store notebook could be your way, your path to home ownership. People be like, oh, coach, you should sell workbooks and you should sell this and you should sell that. Why? Because a dollar store notebook, God and a dollar store notebook saved my life. God and a mechanical pencil and this dollar store notebook saved my life. So why am I gonna sit up here and sell y'all something that I just to sell it? We're not gonna do that. Go get you a dollar store notebook and write down this stuff that I'm giving you. I'm not about to sell you a journal that you can fill in the blanks. I'm gonna give you the game for free. And in that same dollar store notebook, I wrote out who I wanted to be. I wrote out a list of all of the things. Listen, I wrote out a list of all of the things that should have took me out. I wrote a list of all of the things that should have took me out emotionally, physically, mentally. You understand me? Spiritually. And I said, God said, if you made it through this, you can make it through anything. I said, Lord, I shouldn't even been here from birth. Lord, the cord was wrapped around my neck in the womb. They had to give my mother an emergency C-section. You understand me? But you had a calling on my life. And if I made it out the womb, I can make it out this one. And I decided to do a rebirth. Yeah, I decided to do a rebirth. And in that rebirth, I actually do a boot camp called the Art of Dying, which is my class about how to just totally just give it up and just come out of something new. But during that rebirth, I decided I had to do a mindset. mindset change. I literally had to become somebody else. I literally had to do away with the old Misty, not Coach Misty. That's why Coach Misty, because the old Misty, and come back as something new. All right. So one of the things that I did during that time was turning my fear into fuel. The things that I was scared of, I realized that the things that I was scared of was the reason why I wasn't where I wanted to be. So today we're going to turn your fear into fuel. I'm gonna ask you a question. What if fear wasn't an obstacle but an opportunity? What if fear wasn't an obstacle but an opportunity? What if fear was actually pointing you in the right direction? What would you do? Huh? All right, y'all. So, if y'all know how I teach my class, I teach in sections. I'm going to go ahead and teach you guys in sections. I'm going to give you some tools you can use. I'm going to let y'all ask me some questions. I may ask for participation in the comments. And then I'm going to ask you if you need help. If you need help, do I need to explain anything further before I go to the next thing? Okay. All right. So let's talk about the power of reframing. Okay. The power of reframing. That's section one. Listen, our brains automatically label fear as bad. In our brains, fear equals bad. But in reality, fear is often a sign that we are about to grow. Right? It's often a sign that we're about to grow. So the question is how are we going to reframe fear? Okay, how are we going to do that? Number one, we're going to recognize fear as a signal, right? Fear as a signal. Okay. Now, I want you to put in the comments, when's the last time you was afraid of something? And I'm not talking about a scary movie. I'm talking about something, a decision that you was going to make that frightened you. When was the last time you were afraid of that? We're looking for decisions that you made that was going to frighten you. What happened? Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Give me something. Let me help you. I'll tell you, say about a week ago, Miss Dixon, what was that today? Miss Debbie, what was it? What were you afraid of? I was afraid to drive to Shreveport by myself at night because for the last 20 years, I've had a fear of driving. However, I was not going to let my money go down the drain. I wasn't going to let my $500 on the hotel room go down the drain. And I had no choice. It was either now or never. And see, that's a lot of times, that's when the real fear shows up. The real fear shows up when it's now or never. You understand me? You said I was afraid to let somebody go. Okay. The real fear shows up when it is now or never. That's when the real fear shows up. You said accepting the job that I felt underqualified for. All right, let me ask you a question. You said you accepted the job that you felt underqualified for. How did you get the job? Somebody had to believe in you. Somebody had to believe in you. Now, I'm gonna give you an example, Miss Dixon. I don't work there no more, and I ain't gonna go back. I ain't gonna work for nobody no more in my whole life. Okay, listen. I ain't gonna work for nobody in my whole life, so it don't even matter. I am my own boss. I am my own person. I'm my own employer. Listen, I had a job at Dallas Area Rapid Transit. I'll never forget this. I used to work, let me give you a story. I used to work for Delta Airlines, and my title was online customer service support supervisor or online support customer service supervisor. So if when you hear that title, you automatically assume that I supervise a group of people. I did not. There was a whole, we called it a hub, or well, I forgot what we called it. There was a whole section of online customer support supervisors, and we didn't supervise anybody. What we did is we literally had more power. We had the calls transferred to us. When you call in for online support, let's just say you on delta.com and you trying to book a ticket and the price changed in the middle of the booking or something happened, or whatever, you having issues on delta.com, you call into the regular customer service number for online. You're going to get somebody in Montego Bay. Boom, you get somebody in Montego Bay. They gonna go ahead, and talk to you and try to resolve it. If they using a box that they have, if at any time during that call you ask to speak to a supervisor, then you would be transferred to one of us, an online customer support supervisor. The people in Montego Bay, I did not supervise them. I did not know them. They did not know me. It didn't matter. I would get calls from different people every night. It was very rare that I would talk to the same person, right? But as far as you, the consumer, knows, you're talking to a supervisor on paper. On paper, because I knew the rules in Texas, I knew that all you can do when you do job verification, all you can do is call and verify my title and my rate of pay and the dates that I work. You cannot call and get references. So of course, I had references from people I know would give me great references. Stay with me. But you can't call HR at Delta and say, what does she really do? You have to go based on what was on the resume. So when I did my resume, I made it seem as if I was supervising these people, that I was a supervisor of a team of 7 to 10 people, right? That's what I put on my resume. Why? Because online support customer supervisor, I was working in a call center. It all lined up. The only thing that wasn't right, that I did not technically supervise anybody, correct? I didn't technically supervise anyone. So here we are. Right? Okay. I applied to be a customer service supervisor for Dallas area rapid transit for the thing. In this job, I was going to supervise actual people. Had I been a supervisor before? Yes, I was a supervisor with Lowe's I was a supervisor for Lowe's distribution center, but that was many moons ago. I applied for this job in 2013, the end of 2013. The last time I actually supervised a group of people was in 2007. So it had been 6 years ago. However, I had the title, right? I knew the rules in Texas. So I went there and did that resume. I answered those questions as if I was supervising a group of people in my doggone thing. So I took what I had did at Lowe's, and then I took what I was doing with them, and I combined the two in my answers. Tell me about a time when you look and tell. So y'all listen, my interview was only 11 minutes long. That is the shortest interview. It literally took me longer to find a parking spot downtown Dallas. My interview was 11 minutes long. And I walked out the interview and I laughed. I said, well, Misty, you did a good thing. You tried. Here we are, right? Now, education wise, yes, I'm more than qualified. I think they asked for a bachelor's degree. I had a master's degree. I have a master's degree in business, in HR management to be exact. So yes, I was more than highly qualified for the job, right? On the education level. Did I have experience supervising people? Yes, I'd actually ran a team of 30, but it was so long ago and it wasn't in the call center, right? Did I believe in myself to know that I could do it? Absolutely. Yes, God. When I walked out, the HR manager walked me out and she was like, "How you think you did in the interview?" And I said, "Well, it was 11 minutes long. You tell me." And she said, "Well, you were straight to the point." She said, "Hopefully you hear something soon." I got in my car, I took my little name badge, and I put my name badge on the dash of my car. I put it on the dash of my car and I said, "This is where," I said, "My lanyard, my badge is gonna hang right here." And I put that on the thing. When I tell you, those people called me back. They called me back and offered me a job. I never forget it. It was $50,001. It was like $50,001.63. And I cried, baby. I cried. I'm talking about tears of joy, just crying, just tears falling down my face. At the time, I was working two jobs. I was a school teacher during the day, and I was working Delta at night. Now I was making more than $50,000 with both jobs, but guess what? I didn't want to work two jobs. I had kids. I was missing out on life. I wanted one job, and I wanted a job to where my kids could travel. I had the job where my kids could travel. I just wanted one job. My kids had flew back and forth for years. I said, "Lord, I just need this," but I still want to stay in the transportation industry, right? They called and they offered me a job. Y'all, I went in there and I was just like, I was thinking to myself, now I'm telling the lady, y'all, I went in there and I was like, I did not even want to. I tried to keep my other job. This is the crazy part. I tried to keep my job at Delta, not because, not because I still wanted my flight benefits. I tried to keep my job at Delta for the simple fact that I was like, yo, I was like, yo, bro, what if they find out? Every day I would be at my desk. I wouldn't put up pictures of my kids. I wouldn't decorate my desk, my little office or nothing. Because I was like, somebody gonna tell them. They gonna find out I ain't never supervised. I ain't supervised nobody in a long time. They gonna find out it's been 6 years since I approved time. They gonna find out I ain't never worked in the union like that. They're going to find out. And I'm telling y'all, it took me about 6 months. I tried to keep my job at Delta, and it was a manager at Delta. He called me into the office. I was giving away my shifts. You can do that at Delta Airlines. You just give away your shifts. And I'm giving away my shifts, okay? I'm giving away my shifts to anybody who could take them, and then I was coming in late because the times wasn't matching up for me to get off at Dart and then go to Delta. And I had a manager call me in the office. He said, "Hey, let me talk to you." I said, "What's up?" He said, "Why are you still coming in here to work? I know you work. We all know you work at Dart. We are so proud of you. Why are you trying to hold on to this job?" And I told that man the truth. I said, "Listen, I got that. I didn't get that job on the up and up. I told him, I said, I basically lied on my resume. I said, I don't even know why I'm telling you, but I'm so stressed out. I need to tell somebody. I said, and every day I go in, I'm expecting them to walk me out. Every day I'm expecting them to call me into their office and be like, hey, come here, Stink. Uh, we just realized that you ain't who you say you is, right? We realized that you don't have the skills. Now, mind you, nobody, and I mean nobody, called me out on it. I was doing an amazing job. My bosses loved me. The boss's boss loved me and everything. They even had me working on a project. I created all of the customer service training material for the orange line going into the airport. I was on the team of the first DART train to go into the airport. I created all of the customer facing training material and all of the airline material. I created a whole training program for American Airlines. Little old me, Coach Misty, create a whole training program from from Dart. I trained the operators on how to deal with people going to the airport, things to expect. I created material for the customers to say, hey, welcome to Dart Orange Line. We're going to the airport now, and this is what to expect. I then created a training manual. That's how I tell y'all, I'm really a bad bitch. Then I created a training manual. Mind y'all, I was about 33 years old when I was doing this. Yeah, I was like 33 years old, 33, 34. Then I created a training manual. Little old me created a whole training program to present to American Airlines. I remember going with the COO because let me see, I turned that fear into fuel. Let me tell you what the original fear was. I'm gonna wrap this story up in a minute. I turned that fear into fuel. You understand me? The fear was I remember going with the COO. Here I am going from a supervisor to not hanging out, but the COO. Her name was Carol Wise. She's retired since then. Hanging out with Carol Wise. She's taking me to meetings, to board meetings at the airport at Dallas at DFW airport. I am sitting at the table with the people who run American Airlines, with the people who run Spirit Airlines. I'm sitting at the table with the people who run the whole airport. Little old me in here with Carol Rise. I wasn't there as her assistant. I wasn't there as her lackey. I was there. Listen, I was standing at 33 years old. 33 years old. I was wearing Jordans and dress pants to work with the COO of the whole Dallas Air Rapid Transit. And she said, this is who's going to create your stuff. This is who you need to contact. This is who going to create all the training for us. I was the only person, listen, I was the only person on that whole committee at my job. I was the only person who had airline. And that's the other thing. I didn't even work at the airport. Listen, I didn't even work in the airport. I worked at the call center, which was offsite at the airport. So when they hired me, they assumed I worked at the airport. They assumed that I had all of this doggone. Listen, they assumed that I had all of the that I had all of this experience in the airport, and I did it. I did it. However, listen, the fear that I had, I turned it into fuel. You know why? Because I was enjoying my children. You know why? I could not give that up. So whatever these people thought I had, baby, you better see it, believe it, and know it. Baby, listen, I ran with it. When I tell you I would spend hours at home, I would take my kids out to dinner to say, butter them up to say, hey, mama gonna be in her room. I would spend hours researching certain things, looking at what American Airline has, like as far as like what people can bring, canoes and kayak, whatever you could bring on there. Then I would, okay, well, what can we do on the bus? And how are these people going to interact with these service animals? You can get more animals on the bus now. You got more people now. Now we're making public transportation. You're gonna have other people who don't normally take the bus. What they questions what they ask? And we have a family of six who's never rode public transportation before, the Patels, but they want to go ahead and catch the train into it because it makes more sense to park at a parking ride and catch the train into the airport than pay $25 a day to leave your car there. Correct? And this is the stuff that I will do. I let that fear, because guess what? What I can't do, what I won't do is lose that job. Is lose that job. Now, when my boss called me in, this is crazy. My boss called me into his office and at Delta Airlines, and he said, "Hey, come here." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Hey, come here. Shh. Come here, Stink." "Hey." What are you doing? I said, "What you mean?" He said, "I'm on the verge of fine Priscilla." Not while I'm doing this. Somebody help her. We got any mods in the thing? Not while I'm on the goddamn road. Okay. Send an email. Go to thisisseeme.com and send me an email. Thank you. All right. First of all, let me make this say that, y'all. I'm on to something. When I'm teaching, please don't put nothing in the comments about no order. Please and thank you. We're not doing that. Send me an email. Kai will answer the email. Please don't put me nothing and do not inbox me about no order because I don't really check my inboxes like that. We have people to do that. So y'all be like, I can't check. Go ahead and send an email. Thank you. All right. That's what I was talking about. You ready? Let's get it. Let's go. So my boss asked, remember, I'm trying to hold on to this Delta airline job because I know I done lied. I know I done lied. Okay. I know I done lied about this doggone thing. Okay. I know I done lied about this doggone thing. You know what I'm saying? I know I done lied about this. I know I done lied about what I do. But let me tell you something. What I couldn't do, I couldn't go back. So I was holding on to that Delta job, right? And he called me in and he said, he said it was a white guy named Peter. He said, what are you doing? I said, what you mean? Listen, I said, what do you mean? What am I doing? He said, what are you doing? He said, why are you still trying to come to work? He said, obviously, that's not working. He said, obviously, it's not working. Why are you still trying to come to work? And I told him, I broke down and told him. And he said, how long you been at that job? I said, at that time, I'd have been there about 3 months. He said, what I don't want you to do is mess up, is tarnish your record here. He said, in 90 days, he said, as a manager, I know people got it within the first week. Listen, I know people got it within the first week. He said, in 90 days, you got it. He said, what committee are you on? Where have you been? He said, your probation isn't even up yet, and they are putting you in front of the wrong people, right? They're putting you in front of the right people. What are you doing? He said, do me a favor. He said, save me the paperwork, save yourself the headache. He said, go ahead and resign. He said, you don't even work. You don't have time to fly. What are you doing? I said, you sure right. You was sure right. See, and y'all like, okay, coach, that was a long ass story. And yeah, congratulations and all that stuff. Well, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you where I turned fear into fuel. Number one, I was fearful of not seeing my children. The whole reason for me moving to Texas was to have better opportunities. If I wanted to work 2, 3 jobs, I could have stayed in Cleveland. That was number one. So that was my first fear. My fear was like, here I am, I done took this job to do what I wanted to do, and now I'm not going to see my children. I had stopped teaching. Now I ain't trying to teach no more. I stopped teaching. I let that go because them kids was getting on my whole nerves. So I let teaching go. But I was like, why am I holding on to this? I'm back at square one. My second fear, turning fear into fuel. Listen, when they put me in front of these people, I had to do what I had to do. Listen, when they flipped the on switch, I had no choice but to get up and go. I had no choice but to make it do what it do. So guess what? Instead of backing down, I had no choice. Listen, sometimes when you're back up against the wall, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to break free of that thing. When your back up against the wall, you're gonna have to push forward. You understand me? So boom, that's what I did. I ran with it. You hear me? I ran with it. And I kept running with it. And listen, when I tell you the running, listen, when I realized I kept running, when I realized, baby, listen, I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the race. I ran my way all the way to another position. You hear me? I lied on the first one. Now, here's the funny part. Y'all want to hear something funny? 'Cause listen, because guess what? I can't go back. Right now, let me tell you something. One of my biggest fears is not being able to afford a housemate, a house. Y'all like stop playing. No, I'm serious. One of my biggest fears is not being able to pay somebody to clean my house because I'm not gonna clean it. That's one of my biggest fears. People be like, why do you do what you do? You keep going. Because I got to keep a Miss Dina around. I got to keep a Francesca around. I got to keep somebody around that's I got to keep a housekeeper. Right? Because guess what? That is something I've grown accustomed to. Even when I was in my loft, I had a housekeeper. I enjoy having a housekeeper. I like the way it feels. I cannot go back. You understand me? One of the things that keep me going, the reason why I'm about to change the whole time when I go live at night based on my analytics because I can't go back. I won't go back. I don't even think about going back. Listen, I have come so far. My mind has changed so much that who I was back in 2020 seemed like a whole different person. When I look back at pictures of myself back in 2020 and 2021, and I'm just talking about aesthetic. Yeah, I had Dina since the law. I'm not talking about aesthetics. I'm talking about just from the inside out. I look at it, it's like looking at a whole different human being. Who is this? And money has nothing to do with it. It's peace. It's clarity. Money has nothing to do with it. Who is this? Who? I don't know who this is. Right? I can never go back to that. That's a whole different person. So I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. Listen, I gotta keep going. I fear into fuel. I can't stop, won't stop. Well, nope, we can't use Diddy terms. We're not there yet. We can't use Diddy terms. We're not there yet, right? But listen, when I tell you that fear is not bad, listen. So somebody said, "Well, how do you turn it? How do you turn? How do you not overcome fear?" Listen, can't use Diddy terms, right? Listen, I want you to recognize fear as a signal. Let's talk about that. Number one, this is how you turn fear into opportunities. I need you to recognize fear as a symbol, right? Fear usually means you're stepping into something important. You understand me? Fear, listen, when I tell you I'll be out here on the great unknown, when I made that trip to Shreveport, it wasn't even about going to Shreveport because to be honest with you, I don't even like Shreveport. Once I got there, I was like, this is stupid. I don't even like Shreveport. But what happened for me is that I conquered my fear of driving at night in the dark. I said, Lord, I know I could do it for at least 3 hours. Guess what? I have a huge fan base in Houston, right? I have a huge fan base in Houston. So guess what? I'm coming to Houston. I'm coming to Houston, right? Fear is a symbol of you're stepping into something important. I'm coming to Houston. It was meant for me to take that ride to Shreveport because I had to overcome that, right? I had to say, I said, Lord, you got me. Listen, when you see yourself, I want you to do this. I want you to envision when you get scared. I want you envision of what you're doing tomorrow. When you are sitting at home or sitting at work and something happened and you get scared, right? That you're not going to be in the same position that you are, that you're going to lose something. I want you to do something very simple for me. I want you to go pick out your outfit that you wear the next day. When you at work and they start laying people off and you like, Lord, I can't get laid off. I got a family, this, that, and the other. I want you to then think about what you're going to wear to work tomorrow because guess what? That layoff, that don't affect you. That ain't got nothing to do with you. That is what none of your what God-given business. You hear me? That's none of your God-given business. That has nothing to do. That has nothing to do with you, right? Nothing. What I need you to do is go ahead. When you get fearful of something, I want you to go ahead and plan out the next day. And you need to script out the next day. See, I don't know if y'all noticed, but all the classes I teach, they kind of flow together. Mindset, manifestation, all of it is this. This is the power of reframing, right? Listen, I want you to shift from what if I fail to what if I learn. And I've always told you this, right? I've always said that you never fail. If you take what I listen about, if you take this mantra, now that's the mantra I should have put up. You'll never fail. You hear me? You'll never fail again another day in your life, right? Because guess what? If you try, you never fail. You know why? Because trying is that's what it is, a win. Trying is a win. See, we need to reconfigure what wins look like for us. The way to step out of fear is to reconfigure what a win is for you. See, we base our wins off of other people, and then we fearful that we'll never have a husband. You don't know what that lady going through with that man. You don't know what kind of stuff they're going through, right? We are fearful that we'll never be a homeowner. Your cousin might be losing her house, and you don't even know what's going on. She might be in debt up to her eyeballs, right? We're fearful that we are not going to have an amazing business, but you ain't scared to keep going into work to a job you don't like. I'm confused. You understand me? We need to turn that fear into fuel, right? Listen, for a lot of people who sit and watch me on Business Bay, and you be like, man, I really want to start a business, but I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. Do whatever you want to do. Pick one. Start somewhere. See, it's not the art of starting. It's not the business. It's the art of starting one that's going to get you going. You shouldn't be afraid to start a business. You should be afraid to keep working a job you don't like. You should be afraid to let somebody hand you a pension and tell you how much you're going to have to retire on. For somebody to say, hey, this little amount of money, this is what you're going to live on for the rest of your life. And I'm going to make you work at this job for 30 years just to get this little set amount of money. And you're going to have to figure it out. That should wake you up at night. That should give you the heebie-jeebies. That should give you the hives. Not starting a business. Because guess what? You can never fail at business if you start. If you start. Guess what? A lot of you all are failing yourselves right now by not making a decision to start. The simple fact that you don't know what it is that you want to do is because you haven't started or tried what it is that you want to do. You know how many businesses that I've tried and they did not take off the way I thought they would? Did I sit up here and say, I'm not going to try another business? No. Knock it off. Not at all. I have been a life coach since 2009. Listen, I have been a life coach since 2009. This ain't nothing new. I just started. I just didn't wake up one day and be like, oh, I'm going to be a life coach. I'm going to teach people. I have been a life coach since 2009. I was coaching people out of their jobs. I was coaching their people into making transitions in life. I've been a transitional life coach since 2009. In 2029, it will be 20 years. I've been doing this, right? I never was like, oh my God, I only had one client this month. Okay. Or dang, I couldn't even get a group of people together. I kept going. I kept going. Sometimes I did something else. And then I found out, God, you still call me to coaching, right? God, you still keep bringing me to coaching because people keep coming to me and asking me for advice. You know what I'm saying? So what I did was I said, Lord, when it's the right time, I'm gonna put it out there. And what did God gave me a platform, and here I am coaching, preaching, and coaching to y'all. You understand me? I've been a coach since 2009, and I would never tell you, oh, my business failed. You know why? Because I kept trying. I kept trying. I kept trying. I kept trying. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? So here's the deal. Right, I'm gonna tell y'all my mantra, and then we're gonna go to what if I fail to what if I learn, because everything, listen, when things, everything is a lesson. And when you understand that a love loss is a lesson, when you understand when you lose your finance, when your finances go down the drain, it's a lesson. When you understand when your business doesn't do what it was supposed to do, it's a lesson. And when you can sit down and learn from that lesson and take accountability of who you are and what you did, and say, hey, these are the three things that I could have did better, and these are the three things that I'm going to do moving forward, you will keep progressing. Because guess what? If you try, you never fail. If you try, you never fail. And if you never fail, this is math. If you never fail, you never lose. If I never fail, I never lose. And if I'm never losing, guess what? I'm winning. I'm winning. Life ain't hard. Life ain't hard. Your thought process is. Todd over here. Thank you, Todd, for participating. Todd say life is hard with 3 Ds. Life ain't hard. You make it hard. You think it's hard. Life ain't hard. Life ain't hard at all. It's not. It's not. We do the same thing on repeat, correct? We do the same thing on repeat. Life, like, sometimes things don't go the way it's supposed to go, right? Sometimes it don't go the way it's supposed to go, the way you thought it is, but life ain't hard. Okay? Listen, life ain't hard at all. It's not. When you first of all, the reason why life is hard because a lot of us don't have vision. The reason life is hard because it's not hard to stay positive. Mind, let me tell you something. I still cuss people out and stay positive. First of all, in order to stay positive, let's talk about that. You got to have peace. In order to stay positive, you have to find peace. And peace ain't peaceful. You have to fight for your peace. You have to set boundaries. You have to tell people no. You have to put yourself first. That is how you get peace. You ready? This is how you get peace in your life. You ready? You have to learn how to say no. You have to set boundaries for everybody in your life, and you have to put yourself first. Now, you can do this in any three orders. That's how you find peace. You want peace? Boom, I just gave it to you. I just gave it to you. That's how you get peace. Huh? Y'all ain't know about that. Yeah, it's real easy. It's not no long drawn out thing. You put yourself first. Right? You put yourself first. That's it. Huh? You become a positive narcissist. I've told people it's a way to become a positive narcissist. And they like, what you mean a positive narcissist? This, that, and the other. You know why? Most narcissists look good, they smell good, they look younger than what they are because they put themselves first. The difference between a positive narcissist and a regular narcissist is this. I can put myself first, but I don't have to dog you out in order to do it. I can put myself first, but I don't have to put you down. You understand me? And no, I can call myself a winner. I don't have to label you a loser to call myself a winner. We both can win, right? But I know whatever game I'm playing, I'm winning that game, right? I'm the uno nuno in that game. See, I don't even put us in the same category. Not that you're not worthy to be put in the same category, but we are in our own lanes. I'm a positive narcissist. You understand me? I'm going to do what I want, when I want, with who I want. As long as I'm not hurting anybody, as long as I'm not putting anybody down, as long as I'm not using anybody as a step stool, then guess what? I can keep on pushing. I can keep on moving. I'm a positive narcissist, right? When I started putting myself first, I started looking better. When I started putting myself first and I stopped, I don't do this for my children. Let me be the first one to say this. I don't do what I do for my children. I'm not doing this to build generational wealth. Take a sip. Me, 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 me. Huh? I'm not doing this to build generational wealth. Now, what I can do is I'm showing my children how to own and operate a business. I'm showing my children that they can do whatever it is that they want to do. I'm showing my children, I'm being an example to my children, and I'm showing them that they can go ahead and use their personalities to get whatever it is that they want. I'm showing their children an example of a woman, not just a mother, but a woman who stuck to her guns. I'm showing them that no matter what society tells you, you can be whatever it is that you want to be. No, I'm not doing this to build generational wealth. I'm not. If God blesses me, listen, if God blesses me to leave something for my grandchildren, then so be it. But the best, and leave money, leave an abundance of money for my grandchildren, and so be it. But the best thing that I can give you is this knowledge. The best thing I can give you, the wealth that you really need, is I'm leading by example. That's what I'm doing. The best thing I can give my children is the picture of what freedom looks like, a picture of what clarity looks like. Every time when my children call me with their bickers, and I say children, they grown. When my 28-year-old son called me today, because him and Zion, Ian and Zion was arguing on the phone, and Zion called me first, he 22, and then Ian called me, he 28, and they going back and forth on the phone, and then they want to put me in the middle of it. I told Zion, get off my phone. I'm out and about. Then my other son called me and I knew he was gonna call and he wanna call. I gave them about 5 minutes apiece. And I stopped my oldest son in the middle and I said, hey Ian, get off my phone. Mom, I said, get off my phone. You understand me? I said, I am out and about enjoying myself. This is not a life or death situation. You ain't locked up. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You sitting at home and you're miserable. Huh? You sitting at home. I said, your brother riding around. Both of y'all is mad at each other. Guess what? This is what siblings do. I did my job. Okay. I did my job. I raised you. I clothed you. I fed you. I ain't got to listen to this. Get off my phone. Because what you're not going to do is bring my day down or get my blood pressure up. Get off my phone. Stay blessed. Stay blessed. They were like, what? Yeah. And I hung up the phone. Huh? Don't call me. I call you. You understand me now? At the time, my children may not understand. My grown sons, let me stop saying children. My grown sons may not understand why I did what I did. But as they grow up, my oldest son has a daughter. You understand me? My granddaughter Nyla will be 9 tonight or tomorrow. Her birthday is on the 28th, right? He has a child. And when she grows up, I hope that today, when I set the example and I chose me and I chose my peace, because guess what? At this moment in my life, I can't change what he think he's a grown man. I can't change what Zion think he's a grown man. And that's my grown ass business. Huh? I can't change what neither one of y'all think. But what you can't listen, what you're not gonna do is mess up my day. I'm here in Atlanta going to this TikTok event. Bow, 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 bow. Right? I'm going to this TikTok event and y'all not gonna mess up. I got to stand outside. Y'all not about to mess, y'all not about to play with me. Get off my phone. Stay blessed. Huh? Stay blessed. Me putting myself first, y'all be like, oh, you should listen to them. For what? What was my listening going to do to change it? These are two grown men and they have differences of opinions. What is me spending my time listening to them, getting my blood pressure up about something I can't change is going to do? Nothing. Nothing at all. Good day. Good luck on your journey. You say my 15-year-old will call and be yelling and going off about her siblings. I just hang up the phone. Stay blessed. Stay blessed. Get off my phone. I hang up on them kids. Listen. I hang up on them kids quick, fast, and in a hurry. No, no bueno. You ain't have to call me at all. No bueno. Is this something I can? How can I help you? Ask my kids that all the time when they call me. How can I help you? The only way I can help you is with advice and a cash app. How can I help you? Because if it ain't no advice and it ain't a cash app, get off my phone. You want to just call, you want to talk to me? That's cool. Let's talk. You get to venting, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to vent. That's my personal boundary. This is how I have my peace. This is how I change my mindset. This is how I listen. Life ain't hard. You choose to make it hard. I know I can take 5 minutes of venting. I let my kids vent for 5 minutes. Go, vent. 5 minutes. That's my limit. I start a timer. Oh, I'm stupid. I start a timer. 5 minutes. Go. Tell me what happened. Girl, I know you lying. I didn't say less. That is crazy. Girl, I do all of it. Girl, that is wild. Who you telling? Mm-mm. And then guess what? That timer go off. I'm like, hey, I gotta go. Mom, for real? Absolutely. I told you 5 minutes. Let me tell you something. When you set up your life rules, when you decide on when to set up your life rules, people will start playing the game. See, that's the problem. This is the reason why you feel the way you feel because you playing other people's game. You don't play your own game. You're not in your own game. You the quarterback for somebody else's game. You might get the MVP. You understand me? You might get an MVP award, but guess what? You'll never be the team captain. You might be, but you're not the owner of the team. You're constantly playing in somebody else's game. I don't play in nobody else's game. You want to these are the Misty Olympics. You hear me? Listen, these are the Misty Olympics. You understand me? What you coming out with a silver, gold, or bronze medal? What are we doing? Huh? Listen, it's five minutes per quarter. I got four grown kids, two boys, two girls. Do you understand? If I let my kids call me and vent to me about stuff that I can't fix, because you can't tell me, don't tell me you having a hard time in the city you live in. I'm gonna tell you to come live with me. I got a 5 bedroom house. What you doing? Come on. When you want to pack up, I have a U-Haul ready. Oh, you don't like with your job? Come work for me. Come work for me. I'll match your salary. What you doing? I'll get you some health care. Oh, okay. Huh? You don't like your man? Leave him alone. I will put you on a dating website. What you doing? My oldest son, I can there's a lot of cougars on my thing. What you want to do? Hmm? Huh? You don't like you starting to gain weight? My oldest daughter, you starting to gain weight, stop eating. Come to my workout class. That's all I got for you. If I give you a suggestion, if I give you something that you don't want to take it, I go straight to a solutions. I'm a solutions based person. If I give me a problem, I give you a solution. If my solution don't work for you, I got to get off the phone. I'm gonna pray for you. Be blessed. Can I offer you $50? Can I offer you $50? Can I send you something on Uber Eats? Other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and get off the phone because I'm putting myself first for years. For years, listen. I know this was talking about turning fear into opportunities, but I got to say this because somebody need to hear this. For years, for over 20 years, I have given myself to everybody and I had nothing. I was running on fumes for 20 years. I had became robotic for 20 years. You hear me saying? No, you are not a bad person because you put yourself first. Absolutely not. You are a smart person because you put yourself first. I always tell y'all, listen, I always tell people solution based or $50. That's what I got for it, Monica. I got a solution. I got a $50 cash app. Get off my phone. Stay blessed. Go buy yourself some ice cream or something. I'm about to go. Hmm? Let me tell you something. I had children. I became a mother at 17. I was a mother at 17 years old, right? So you do the math. My son is 28. I did not start taking back my life until 2020. So from 1997 to 2020, I put everybody first ahead of me. From 1997 to 2020, I put everybody in front of me. For 23 years, I gave. Now, before then, I wasn't doing that, but because I didn't because I wanted to be different or better than my mother was, I overextended myself. I overextended myself. Even when they were babies, I overextended myself. You know what I'm saying? My oldest daughter used to cry because she was real light skinned, and I think really real light skinned. But that's just my theory. Don't judge me. I have a feeling I think they're really fair skinned kids cry a lot. And I used to hold her. My grandma used to say, "Put that baby down." But she was my first daughter, and I didn't want to hear her cry. And it wasn't that her crying bothered me, the sound of it, but I didn't want her to cry because I was like, I wouldn't want nobody. So I would walk around with her on my chest. I would hold her. Then it got to the point that she didn't want to go with nobody. She wanted to stay with me. And I realized I missed out on doing a lot of things because I used to structure my schedule around holding her. I had her strapped to my chest at all times. Even time if she 8 9 months, she'd be strapped to my chest. Where she go, I go. Right. And I thought that would make me listen. That would make me a good mom. I'm being a good mom. I'm not letting her cry. And guess what? Guess what? That same baby that I kept strapped to my chest, that I didn't want her to cry, baby, she the worst out of all of them. She made me cry time and time as again as a teenager. She got on my nerves and made me cry in her early 20s. The same one, and I did all this stuff where I got to pick her up. I'm going to hold her, I'm going to coddle her. My oldest son didn't even get, once I had her, my oldest son didn't even get that much time with me. Not because I had two kids and know how to manage. I was too busy trying to make sure she didn't cry. And my oldest son, he was out here wild child. You understand me? 'Cause they only a year and a day apart. And the same one that I caught on, my grandmother told me, she said, all that, she said, the same one that you hold and you baby is gonna be the same one. It's gonna be the same one that turn on you. That's gonna be the one that do it. And if she wasn't telling a story, my grandmother wasn't lying. That's the same one that baby took me up, down, around, and around. That one, the same one I held. I said, I bet you I won't do that no more. My granddaughters, they be crying. When my granddaughters was babies, I look at them, they look at me. I'm not about to do all that because your auntie Aaron took me up there and through that. I'm not about to do that with you. I'm gonna put myself first. If you fed, if you dry, if you fed and you dry, huh? And you got some toys, cry on. Huh? We gonna cry together. I used to cry with Zen. She look at me like, damn, you crying with I used to cry with Nyla. We gonna cry together because I learned my lesson. See, that's what I'm talking about. Listen, you need to learn your lesson, right? Did I fail as a mother? No. Did I learn as a mother? Yes. Did I take what I learned and I turned it into something to work with my grandkids? Absolutely. Did I take what I learned in coddling my daughter and I use that now moving forward? Yes. I'm not about to coddle you. It's the ones that you hold close to you. Now I ain't even talking about your kids. Sometimes I talk about your raggedy husbands or your best friends. Is the ones that you carry along in life. Is gonna be the ones that use you. They're gonna use you as a stepping stone to get to the next place. The ones that you carry, the ones that you exert your energy to, the ones that you pay too much attention to, the ones that you put yourself, the ones that you give yourself up for when you have nothing left, they're gonna go on and go to somebody else. They don't want somebody else to pick them up. They can't pick you up when you down because they too busy being carried. That was the word. That was the word. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it. That was the word. Listen, if you are new to my site, I'm new to my page. The only thing I ask you to do tonight is go to thisiscme.com and sign up for the emails. That's all I want you to do is go to thisiscme.com and sign up for my emails. If you are new, I'm not asking y'all to sign up for no class tonight. I ain't pushing Mindset 365. All I want you to do is go sign up for my emails because we're gonna start sending out a blog about overcoming fear and it's gonna be free. You hear me? When you sit up here and you carry these folks around, they can't pick you up because they too busy being carried. They can't pick you up. Huh? They can't pick you up. Huh? You gotta put yourself first. All right, listen. The third thing I was talking about turning fear into an opportunity, baby. I went off on a tangent. Is using fear as a call to action. Instead of freezing, use it as motivation to prepare and move forward. When something is coming, let me tell you something. When you look at the Civil War, when you look at all and when you look at Napoleon, did y'all watch that movie Napoleon with old boy? When you look at Napoleon, right? And what did Napoleon do? Napoleon didn't listen when it was time to go to war. He didn't retreat. No, listen, his army wasn't as big as the other one. No, he didn't do all that. Guess what? It was a call to action. It's a play. You cannot freeze. You have to use this fear as a motivation to prepare and move forward. You understand me? Stop freezing. Some of y'all still playing red light, green light with life. You playing red light, green light. You need my email? Go to thisiscme.com and sign up for emails. What you need, KK? Listen, red light, green light. Some of y'all stuck right now. This ain't the Squid Games. This is life. Some of y'all are stuck. Listen, let me tell you something. Listen, when I was on that road to Shreveport, my God, when I was on that road to Shreveport, baby, listen. I had got to listen when the sun started going down, and when you talking about somebody who has who was really a real life what is it called, a phobia of driving in the dark. I don't even know if that's a thing or what it's called. When I tell you, there's been times in my past where I have been in Dallas and maybe we got these things called farm to market roads. Go right here. Do y'all see the website on the screen or no? Y'all tell me, is the website on the screen? Listen, if you like my live and you want to go ahead, we need 3 more people to hit that yellow button, become a subscribers. Yeah, so yeah, go right here. Go to that website and go sign up for emails. All right. So listen, I need 3 more people to subscribe to my live. Listen. When I tell you, it's been times when I was on these roads, they call farm to market roads here in Texas. I don't know if y'all got them in y'all cities. And these are rural roads and they have no lights. And I've been going to events, right? I've been going to events and the sun go down and I'm on a farm to market road. And it's been times where I had to pull over. I'm in my city, but I had never been to this part of town. And it's been times where I done pulled over to the side of the road and had to call somebody to come and get me because I was having a panic attack behind the wheel. I'm having a panic attack behind the wheel, right? And I couldn't do it. And so when I was on my way to Shreveport, what did I tell y'all about scripting? You got to see it, right? Listen, I recognized fear and I knew I was stepping into something important. When I got on that road, I got on the road at about 4:30, but it was rush hour. And as I was getting down that road, Shreveport is about 3 hours. It's about 200 miles. When I was getting on down that road, the sun started going down. And I said, here we go. The sun started going down and there was less and less traffic. There was less and less lights on the highway. I said, Lord, here we go. At that moment, I said, I'm too far to turn back now. See, I'm talking about Shreveport, but some of y'all are in the midst of something right now. You're too far to turn back. I remember looking at a sign that said Shreveport. I know it's 200 miles. I remember looking at the sign that said Shreveport was 100 miles away, and I knew at that point the sun had went down. The sun had went down, and I was riding behind a semi truck. What I like to do on the freeway is I ride behind semi trucks, and I let them lead the way. Between my GPS, I look at, I try to see when the road is curving, and I roll and I see it on the road. I say, okay, we're gonna come up to a curve, and I get behind this semi, and I use that semi. I don't worry about what's on the other side of the road. I don't worry about what's behind me. I ride behind that semi. You hear me? Baby, she rides behind that semi, and this is what I do. And I said, I'm going to turn. Listen, when I move, you move. Just like that. Who made that? Was that Luda? When I move, you move. Just like that. And I ride behind that semi. And I remember looking, listen, and I remember looking at the doggone thing. And I said, Lord, come on, somebody. I said, Lord, I said, I'm at the halfway point. Huh? I said, Lord, I'm at the halfway point. Lord, listen, I'm at the halfway point. I'm halfway to my journey. Huh? If I make it one more mile, I will be further to my journey than I am to turning back. Somebody needs to hear this because I'm not, at this point, I'm not even talking about the road no more. At this point, I'm talking about life. Lord, I'm at the 100, listen, I'm at the 100-mile mark. It's 200 miles between Dallas and Shreveport. It's 200 miles. And Lord, it just says Shreveport is 100 miles. Lord, and I don't sit up there and be like, oh my God, I got 100 miles to go. What am I going to do? No, I said, Lord, if you let me make it to the sign to the point where it says 99 miles, I know I done went 101. You understand me? And that 99 going to turn into 80. And that 80 going to turn into 70. And that 70 going to turn into 60. And I'm going to keep on moving. You understand me? Because I've come too far to turn back now. These 100 miles that I have taken down this road, if I turn back now, it would all be for nothing. And guess what? I'm still going to be in the dark. Y'all don't want me to do this. Am I preaching or teaching? I'm still gonna be in the dark. And what will it do if I turn back now? Come on, somebody. If I turn back now, all of this will be for nothing. I am still, listen, I am still going to be in the dark. So guess what? I just got to keep pushing. I'm not going to think about the 100. I'm going to think about the 1 mile. I'm going to think about getting to 99. Because see, 100, and then once we go to 99, that means what? As those miles decrease, listen, as that number decrease is getting closer to zero, that number is getting closer to the city of gold. That number is getting closer to my goal. You understand me? And if I can do 90, listen, if I did 100, I can do 10 more. You understand me? If I did 100, I could do something else. So I kept going, and I didn't think about, okay, how long it's gonna take me to get to Shreveport. I just want to see how long it's gonna take me to get to the next marker. And the next marker said Shreveport was 89 miles. I said, Lord, I made it 11 miles, and here I am. And what I did in that car, I said, Lord, even in the dark, I thank you for the light. Somebody need to hear this message. There were certain parts of the road when we got closer to bigger cities, they would have lights on the freeway. And even when the dark, as I was traveling but behind that semi, I would say, Lord, listen. I said, in the dark, I thank you for the light. I thank you for the light that is coming, Lord. I praise him in advance for what was coming. You understand me? And I kept pushing. And sure enough, and when I would look up, I would see lights. And I would smile and I said, Lord, I know you got me. Lord, I know you're riding with me. Lord, I know this journey was for nothing. And then sometimes I would keep rolling down the street and I knew that the darkness would come again. But God's promise to me said that the light was on its way and it was going to lead me to where I needed to go. My God. I, am I preaching or teaching? This is supposed to be Mindset 365. This is supposed to be Mindset 365. I don't know what we're doing here. I don't know what we're doing here. I don't know. I am, listen, I got my head wrapped up. I got a flight to catch in a couple hours. Here we go. Hmm? Hmm? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You gotta keep moving. Huh? You gotta keep moving. You gotta know. Huh? There was no turning back. I wasn't going to stop in Killeen. I wasn't going to stop in, I'm trying to think of some of the other cities. I wasn't going to stop in no other city but Shreveport. I didn't worry about making a reservation in another hotel and moving forward. I had something I wasn't going to lose. I had money on the line and I can't lose it. I got to do what I got to do. I got to do what I got to do. I got to do something that ain't never been done before. I ain't never drove to Shreveport before, but tonight we doing it. And I had to thank God for what I had. I'm friend, I promise you, this is Mindset 365, and we done went through it. I had to do what I ain't never done before. And I had to thank God because guess what, Lord? I got money on the line. And you know what? When I made it to Shreveport, listen, every semi truck that I followed, I said, Lord, thank you, keep them safe. I thanked them folks as they was getting off the road. They don't know me. They probably thought I was stalking them because I was behind them so long. I wouldn't go around or nothing. One truck, he didn't know what to do with me, so he kind of slowed down, got in the passing lane, and put some space in between me and him. And I said, that man don't know what's going on. He don't know. Listen, sir, you are my guiding light. See, sometimes y'all need somebody to get in front of you. Sometimes you need somebody that's already, listen, and know the road that you want to travel, and you need them to be the light to guide your path. You need them to show you the ropes. You understand me? Huh? This is why I do Mindset 365. This is why I teach this, because I'm talking to somebody. There's somebody on here that's a mother of four or a mother of two. There's somebody on here that hasn't been themselves. They don't even know what it is like. You ain't never put yourself first. You've been everything to everybody but who you wanted to be for you. And I'm talking to you. You understand me? I'm not even talking to the screen no more. I'm talking to you. You need to know this. And God told me to give you this message. I tell people, I said, I created this class and I didn't have not one person. It ain't hard. It ain't hard. You think it's hard. You made it hard. I didn't have not one person sign up for this class. I said, Lord, is it time just to give up Mindset 365? He said, I gave you 12 months for a reason. He said, you going to preach it. You going to teach it. He said, don't matter if don't not near a person sign up. He said, the lives that you're going to change is going to be amazing. Hmm? Is somebody now that's scared right now to go back to school? Do it. What do you have to lose? Is somebody right now that's scared to go and start your own business? Do it. What do you have to lose? Nothing. Huh? Is somebody scared right now to put their grown children in their place? What do you have to lose? Is nothing. A lot of you all have nothing left. You don't have your finances is funny. Huh? Your spirit is weak. Your faith is low or non-existent. You have nothing left. Your hair is falling out. You're gaining weight around your stomach. Why? Because you're giving everything you got. Huh? You have nothing left. Huh? Take a chance on you. You said she's a mother of four, and I always put my girls first. Stop. 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 If you want to be the best mother you can be, you have to be the best person you can be. You have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose at this point. If you have nothing to give, you have nothing to lose. So go for it. Go for it. You hear me? Go for it. Huh? Go for it. You have nothing to lose. Nothing. Nothing at all. Let me tell you something. As I made it down that road to Shreveport, I was so excited. I got there and I pulled into the hotel. I parked my car and I said, yeah, 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 yeah. I said, Lord, if I made it to Shreveport, I can make it to Houston. And if I make it to Houston, I can make it to Austin. And if I make it to Austin, I said, Lord, it wasn't that bad. Matter of fact, it wasn't bad at all. And I had a good time. And I sang all the songs that I want to sing. And I talked to my friends and I had some time. I felt the wind in my hair. I ain't even got no hair, but I felt the wind in my hair. Lord, I can do this, right? I use fear as a call to action because, like I said, when I hit that halfway mark, when I knew it was 100 miles behind me and 100 miles ahead of me, I say, Lord, if you got me this far, I'm going to keep on going. Some of y'all is at the halfway mark. A lot of y'all are 3 feet from goal and don't even know it. A lot of y'all are 3 feet from goal and don't even know it. Every year I read Think and Grow Rich. Every year I read Think and Grow Rich. How many of y'all done had an idea and you are 3 feet from goal? You had an idea and you try it and you don't go all the way with it, and then you look up a year later and somebody doing the same exact thing you was gonna do. How many of y'all have seen that online? You be like, oh my God, I thought about that a year ago, right? A lot of y'all are 3 feet from goal. Real quick, I'm gonna share this story with y'all and then I'm gonna wrap it up because I need to make me some coffee and we're gonna come back and come on, Joel. You know what I said? If you did it before, you do it again. Listen, let me tell you about the story about being 3 feet from goal. Every year I read Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. This past year, my whole manifest conference was about Think and Grow Rich. You understand me? So boom, let me get into it. Let me get into it for you real quick, real fast. There's a story in the first chapter, and it talks about a man who had a dream of digging for gold, of mining gold, right? This man had a dream of mining gold, and he was so determined. He became obsessed with it. There was nothing else that he thought about, and he decided to forgo everything that he was doing, and he wanted to go and find the gold. So he left his job, he left his family, and he traveled to California. Mind you, this was in the olden days, the golden days, to find the gold. And he started digging. It was just him and the axe pick. See, some of y'all out here, that's how you only need that for a start a business. You don't need $1,000. Listen, you don't need $1,000 to start a business. All you need is a pen, a paper, the a mindset to do it, and you write your plans down. So listen, 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 listen. Listen, so boom, so the man went and he started, the man went and he started picking. And what happened? He started finding gold. He said, I found some gold. And he started going. He down there. He done marked the spot and he go and find the gold. So he gets enough gold. See, somebody gonna understand this. He collects enough gold in order to buy a machine to mine. Because now he said, I got to find the vein of this gold. I got to find the heart of this gold. I got to find where this gold is originating from. I have to find the fountain of gold that's waiting for me. So I know gold is here. See, this is helping stuff. When y'all understand that we talking about gold, but we ain't talking about gold, we talking about life, you'll get into it. He said, I got to find it because I see it. I've collected enough of it to know that it is real. So he bought enough to buy machinery. He bought enough to buy machinery and he bought enough to go back home and say, hey, listen, I need to buy some more things. Well, he bought enough to pay for his first excursion. Then he said, hey, I need some more money. I don't have enough gold to buy the machine. So then he went to his friends and family. And because he was so convincing, because he was so because it was they he could create a picture for them, right? He created a visual for them. They said, we get behind you. We're going to give you the money to buy that machine. We're going to pull together. This is his team. Listen, we're going to pull together and we're going to get you that money to buy the machine. So that man bought the machine. And when he went back down there, because he knew there was gold in that section, he went right back to that section where he had got the first cart of gold from. And he started drilling with the machine. And he found some more gold. And then it got to a certain point where it dried up. And he said, wait a minute. Now it was gold here. I done found this gold. He had made enough gold, almost enough gold to pay for the machinery, but he had people working for him. He said, now hold on. It was gold here. Where's the gold at? And he dug some more. And in the days of them digging and using the machine, he became weary and he became weak because he no longer saw gold. And you know what he thought? He said, you know what? I believe that this gold has dried up. I believe that the dream I had is gone. Maybe I went too far. So what did this man do? What? Because he owed his friends and his family money. He took that machinery. He called it junk man. He called it junk man. And he took that machinery and he sold that machinery to that junk man for a couple $100. See, his friends and family had invested a couple $1,000s. And he took that machinery. He sold that machinery to that junk man for a couple $100. Now, this wasn't no ordinary junk man. Come on, somebody. This wasn't no ordinary junk man. Huh? That junk man listened to this man's story. This junk man listened to this man's story. And that junk man listened how this man was determined. And the junk man said to himself, I'm going to take a chance on it. The junk man said, I'm going to pick up where he left off. The junk man said, it got to be something else out there. Because if it ain't nothing out there, if nothing else, I have nothing to lose. I've already bought the machinery for it. I have nothing to lose. So you know what the junk man did? The junk man said, but wait. I'm just a junk man. Huh? I'm just a junk man. I'm a junk man who likes to listen and I take notes. I need some help. The junk man said, I can't go out there alone because I don't want to be like him. I have a family and a wife at home that need me. I can't go out there unprepared. So the junk man the junk man hired him someone to go out there. The junk man said, I'm going to hire somebody with the skill and the knowledge that's needed to go out here and tell me what's out there. So the junk man said, I'm going to invest in myself. Come on, somebody. The junk man said, I'm going to invest in myself. I have the tools that I need. I have the time that I need, but it's the knowledge that I'm lacking. You understand me? I'm going to go ahead and invest in myself, and I'm going to go ahead and bring somebody with me, somebody that knows the land, somebody that knows the goal, somebody that knows the way. And he brought somebody in there, and within 3 days of bringing someone who was knowledgeable and skilled, guess what? They found out that the scientists said that the vessel, the heart of this gold mine, the line was 3 feet away from where this man had stopped. He said, this is the place where this man stopped. And according to my calculations, you are just 3 feet away from gold. You are going to hit the mother lode. You are going to hit a vein of gold that is never ending. You're going to hit enough gold to make you a millionaire in those times. And that man said, thank you. With the specialized knowledge, with the equipment that he had bought for pennies on the dollars, and with the will to keep going, that man struck gold. You understand me now? That junk man who bought that information, who see you got to you have to recognize in life when you need somebody to come in and give you a little help. You have to know, I can't do this on my own. I have the tools that I need, but is there some other knowledge that I need? Some of y'all are here last night because you need knowledge. Some of y'all are still holding on tonight at 12:09 Eastern Standard Time because you need some knowledge. Some of y'all are saying, I'm that junk man. I'm that junk man. I understand a good investment, which is me when I see one. I understand that I have went to school and gotten all these tools that I need and all these certifications and all this good stuff. I understand that I did that. I just need somebody to come and show me the way. I just need somebody to come and confirm for me that there's gold 3 feet from where I stand at. I need somebody to encourage me to keep going. My God. At this point, I feel like I'm about to do an altar call. At this point, I'm about to feel like I'm doing an altar call. At this point. Okay. At this point, I'm feeling like I'm about to do an altar call. What I'm gonna say to you tonight is this. I I need you to keep going. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need you to keep going. Huh? I need you to keep going. There is gold 3 feet ahead of you. There is gold within reach of you. Some of y'all don't understand because you can't see it. Maybe you don't feel like maybe you don't feel like you're gold. Maybe you ain't feeling golden right now. You understand me? But there's gold right there in your face. There are opportunities right there in your face. What did I make a move thing about money as an energy? And it's right there in your face. And it's only there for you to grab it. Tonight, when I was at the TikTok event, tonight I went to take a picture. One of the staffers asked to take my picture because they was filling my glasses, they was filling my shirt, and I put my purse on the ground. I set my purse and my phone on the ground because I didn't want it to be. I knew they wanted to get my T-shirt and all the glasses and the whole aesthetic. And one of the ladies who was working with the TikTok event, she came up to me and she said, "Oh, she said, baby, you got your personal floor. Let me get that for you." And I said, "Oh, it's cool right there." And I went back to pose for the picture, and she turned around and she said, well, no, I mean, like sitting your purse on the floor. I looked at this woman. I said, I don't subscribe to that. No, ma'am. I said, money is an energy. I looked at her. I said, money is an energy, and bitch, I'm lit. I don't subscribe to that. She looked like, oh, okay, I don't. You understand me? I don't. I don't. My purse can be on the floor, under the floor, on the couch, by the floor. It can be wherever it is. That has nothing to do with what God has for me. That has nothing to do with the oil I just struck, with the oil and the gold that I just struck. That has nothing to do with me. My money is not connected to that purse. My money is not connected to an old wife's tale. Or what? My money ain't connected to that. Money is all around me. What do you mean? Put that purse on the floor so I can take this picture. What are we doing? Huh? Listen. If you are ready tonight, all I ask you to do is this. And I'm going to go ahead and get off of here because I need to make some coffee and then we're going to go back and go live. If you are ready, listen, y'all. Rock with me real quick. One time for the one time. If you are ready, y'all, if you ready to do something different, if you are ready to strike gold, if you are ready, if you need somebody to help you, if you are the junk man with the time, the effort, the tools, and you just need a little specialized knowledge, subscribe. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I want you to subscribe. If you are watching this and you say, hey, I need a little help. I need a little help. Some of y'all don't need my whole program. Some of y'all just need one coaching session. That's it. Some of y'all just need a plan. Go ahead and text that number. If you're watching me on Facebook or YouTube, text that number and say, Coach, I need help. I'm ready. I'm ready. Huh? I'm ready. Let me tell you something. Sign up for my emails. Coach the number, tell me I'm ready. Send me a direct message. Here, you can text me, send me a message and say I'm ready. Let me say I used to say that too. When y'all send me messages, let me tell you something. When y'all send me messages on TikTok, I tell you, I give you my number and I tell you to text me. You know why I tell you to text me? Because I want to see who real or not. I want to see who real about doing something. I could get 20 people to send me a message right now. I'm like, Coach, I'm ready. Coach, I'm ready to strike gold. I know I'm 3 feet away from my destiny and I'm da 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 da. And I say, all right, cool. Text me for the link. And out of them 20 people, I'll get 2 people to text me, but that's okay. Listen, sissy, that's okay. That's okay though. That's fine. That's cool. If you don't text me, it's okay. You'll be in my live again. Well, you got the number when you're ready. You know what I do that? Because people who are serious take action. People who are serious about something take action. When you are tired of being tired, you take action. You understand me? When you are tired of being tired, you will take action. When you are tired of being scared to live your life, you take action. When you are tired of being somebody else and you want to be you, you take action. So that's why I do that. When y'all send me a thing, when I put the little lead thing up and y'all say, Coach, I need help, and I say, hey, this Coach Misty, text me at 817, blah, 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 blah. Text me, I'll give you the link. I'm gonna see what you're gonna do. Because guess what? People who are ready take action. They take action. That's it, that's all. So guess what? I'm gonna go ahead and log off for the night, right? Listen, I'm gonna say this to say that today's challenge, right? I want you to think of a fear that you're facing. I want you to see how you can reframe it as an opportunity. And I want you to send me a message and tell me or drop it in the comments next time I'm live. I'm about to go ahead. Y'all give me 15 minutes. I'm about to make some coffee. Yeah, if you're tired of being tired, subscribe. If you're tired of being tired, send me a text. Ask me for the link. Say, hey, coach, I need one coaching session. I need to talk to you. I need a little specialized knowledge. I'm not here to try to sell you on a whole year program. I'm not here to try to sell you on nothing. Some of y'all need one swift kick up the ass, and I'm here for it. No problem. Huh? No problem. No problem. Some of y'all need a little guidance on how to put yourself first, and I'm here for it. You hear me? Janae say, hey, change my life, save my life. When you decide you want to listen, you want to change your life, you change your mindset. Change your mindset, change your life. I'm living proof of it. Let me tell you something. I am Coach Misty. I am. The world will know my name. I am Coach Misty. Huh? And this is seeing me.